2026 is not just another year on the calendar. It is a decision point. It is a line between who you have been and who you are willing to become. Winning in 2026 will not happen by accident, luck, or hope. It will happen because you decide, clearly, deliberately, and consistently, that this year will be different, not louder, not busier, different at the core. Most people drift into a new year carrying the same habits, the same thinking, and the same excuses. They change the date but not the direction. Then they wonder why nothing changes. 2026 is your time to win only if you stop drifting and start directing your life with intention. Winning is not about beating others. It is about finally mastering yourself. The first truth you must accept is that nothing external is coming to save you. No perfect opportunity. No sudden motivation. No magical breakthrough without effort. This realization is not depressing. It is empowering. When you stop waiting, you start moving. When you accept that the responsibility is yours, you gain control over outcomes. Control is where winning begins. Winning in 2026 starts with clarity. You cannot win a game you do not understand. You must know what winning actually means to you. Not what social media celebrates. Not what people around you expect. Your definition must be personal and precise. Is it financial stability, discipline, confidence, health, peace of mind, direction? Without clarity, effort scatters. With clarity, effort compounds. Once clarity is established, standards must change. You do not rise to goals, you fall to standards. If your standards remain low, your results will follow. Winning requires raising what you accept from yourself, how you manage your time, how you speak to yourself, how you respond to stress, how you show up when no one is watching. Standards are invisible, but they shape everything visible in your life. Discipline is the foundation of all wins. Not motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. Discipline is choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort. It is doing what needs to be done even when you do not feel like it. In 2026, discipline must become non-negotiable. Not extreme, not obsessive, consistent, quiet, relentless. Most people underestimate how powerful small daily actions are. They chase big moves and dramatic changes while ignoring the habits that actually shape identity. Winning in 2026 will come from boring consistency. Showing up when it is inconvenient. Repeating simple actions long enough for them to compound. Progress that looks insignificant today becomes unstoppable over time. Your mindset will determine how far you go. If you believe growth should be easy, you will quit early. If you believe discomfort means something is wrong, you will retreat. A winning mindset understands that discomfort is a signal of expansion. Pressure is part of the process. Resistance is normal. The difference between winners and everyone else is not the absence of struggle, but their relationship with it. You must learn to control your reactions. Life will test you. People will disappoint you. Plans will fail, stress will appear. If your emotions control your actions, progress will be fragile. Winning in 2026 requires emotional discipline. The ability to pause, think, and respond intentionally instead of reacting impulsively. This skill protects your energy and sharpens your decisions. Another critical shift is learning to play the long game. Short-term thinking sacrifices the future for comfort. Long-term thinking builds leverage. Winners delay gratification. They invest effort now so life becomes easier later. They understand that real success is built quietly, not announced early. In 2026, stop chasing quick validation and start building lasting value. Your environment matters more than you think. What you consume mentally becomes your internal dialogue. Constant noise creates confusion. Comparison steals focus. Drama drains energy. Winning requires protecting your attention. Choose what you listen to. Choose who you spend time with. Choose what you feed your mind daily. A clean environment supports a strong mindset. Confidence will not appear before action. Confidence is built through evidence. Each small promise you keep to yourself strengthens self-trust. Each time you follow through, you prove something to yourself. In 2026, stop waiting to feel confident. Act first. Confidence will follow naturally. This is how real self-belief is formed. Time management will separate winners from strugglers. Everyone has the same 24 hours, but not the same priorities. Winning requires ownership of your time. This means saying no more often, cutting distractions, focusing on high-impact activities instead of staying busy. Business feels productive, but focus produces results. Another key to winning is learning from failure without identifying with it. Failure is feedback, not a definition. If you quit after mistakes, growth stops. If you analyze, adjust, and continue, progress accelerates. In 2026, failure must become part of your strategy, not a reason to retreat. Money will also play a role in your growth, but mindset comes first. Money is a tool, not the goal. Financial wins come from understanding cash flow, discipline, and delayed gratification. Chasing money without structure leads to stress. Building systems leads to freedom. In 2026, focus on learning how money works, not just how to earn it. Your health cannot be ignored. Energy is the currency of performance. Without physical and mental energy, discipline becomes harder and focus weakens. Winning requires respecting your body. Sleep, movement, and recovery are not optional. They are performance tools. You cannot build a strong future on a weak foundation. Another powerful shift is learning to ignore noise. Opinions, criticism, and comparisons will always exist. If you respond to everything, you will be pulled in every direction. Winners stay focused on their lane. They listen selectively. They measure progress internally, not through applause. Silence is often a sign of progress. Winning in 2026 also means letting go of who you used to be. Old habits, old identities, old excuses must be released. You cannot upgrade your life while holding on to outdated versions of yourself. Growth requires endings. This can feel uncomfortable, but it is necessary. Becoming better often means becoming unfamiliar first. Consistency will matter more than intensity. Anyone can push hard for a week. Winners show up for months and years. They build routines that support progress even on low-energy days. They understand that consistency is a form of self-respect. It proves commitment beyond emotion. Your self-image will determine your ceiling. If you see yourself as average, you will act accordingly. If you see yourself as disciplined, capable, and responsible, your actions will align. Identity drives behavior. In 2026, start acting like the person you want to become, not the person you have been. Winning is also about patience. Results take time. Seeds do not grow overnight. If you expect instant rewards, frustration will sabotage progress. Trust the process. Measure effort, not just outcomes. The work you do consistently will show results, even if you cannot see them immediately. Another important aspect is learning to finish what you start. Many people begin with enthusiasm and stop when it becomes difficult. Winners complete. Completion builds confidence and momentum. In 2026, reduce how many things you start and increase how many you finish. You must also learn to rest strategically. Recovery is part of progress. Burnout is not a badge of honor. Smart recovery allows you to sustain effort long-term. Balance between work and recovery keeps you sharp instead of exhausted. Winning does not require perfection. Perfection creates paralysis. Progress creates momentum. Small improvements done consistently outperform perfect plans never executed. In 2026, focus on getting better, not being perfect. Your daily choices will shape your year. Not the big decisions alone, but the small ones repeated daily. What you do when no one is watching matters. What you choose when it is easy to quit matters. These moments define character. At some point, you must get serious. Not aggressive. Serious. Serious about your time. Serious about your goals. Serious about who you allow influence over your life. Average comes from casual effort. Winning comes from commitment. 2026 can redefine who you are if you let it. Not through motivation, but through discipline. Not through talking, but through doing. Not through wishing, but through building. This year can be the year you stop preparing and start becoming. Winning is not loud. It is quiet progress stacked daily. It is self-respect built through action. It is confidence earned through consistency. It is freedom created through discipline. 2026 is your time to win, but only if you decide that excuses end here and responsibility begins now.